Jesus is vegan now, and God is too. If you want to get to heaven, you better be vegan too. Fuck milk, cheese, eggs, or any kind of meat. Buy broccoli, tofu, and vegan food to eat.
Yep, we're watching another one. That cringe teacher. Let's just go. Let's just get it out of the way.
Hello students, welcome to class.
I am not your student, and I am not in your class.
This is going to be a short little talk, but I wanted to talk to you about something that I saw on Instagram just today. So as you know, we are trying to defend animals in any way that we can, and now that the lockdown is kind of opening up a bit and people are starting to have parades in the street and so on, this is a perfect opportunity for you to do some animal rights activism without
No thanks, I'm good.
a crowd coming directly at you all the time. And that is when people are walking on sidewalks downtown, or in this case, what happened recently is that there was a parade in downtown Toronto. So it's a big, big city. And the parade was in defense of Ukraine.
Yes, Ukraine is in war with Russia right now. Hashtag save Ukraine. I stand with Ukraine.
So everyone was talking about freedom and how people need to have their freedom and we need to be kind to each other and all of this stuff. And this activist, Jenny McQueen from Toronto, had a big megaphone and she was holding a big stuffed orca. And what she was saying is she wants freedom for Kiska.
I've heard of Kiska.
Kiska is an orca who is trapped at Marineland, which if you guys are from the United States or wherever you are in the rest of the world, I think you can imagine it's like a SeaWorld kind of a park. And this orca is trapped in there, desperate to get out, absolutely being tortured in a small place, lonely and just wanting to die, exhibiting incredibly depressive behaviors. And so people were yelling, of course, at Jenny McQueen, like, why don't you care about human rights first? And her response was, right now, we're not in lockdown anymore. We are free here, but these innocent animals are still trapped in cages. And she is absolutely right. And I just want to encourage you guys, if you ever don't know what kind of activism to do and you feel like doing something, and sometimes we really just feel like getting out there. Oh, and just my battery's off, so I'm just going to tap here. Just let it go again. Okay, sorry about that. Sometimes we just want to get out there in the real world and not just be only behind our cameras. If you do feel like doing real world activism and speaking to people, that is a great way to do it. There's lots of parades coming up. For example, you know, we just had the St. Patrick's Day parade, and there's always things going on in big cities. So you can have a sign and you can just make sure people know that you are vegan. You can have a shirt on that says,
I am not vegan. I am a proud carnivore. Eat steak. Animals equal eat. Sorry.
You know, Happy Vegan Declaration Day, or Go Vegan, or Be Vegan for the Animals, or End the Animal Holocaust. All of these kinds of messages can be on your shirt, and make sure that you're going into the crowd or just standing there as they are walking towards you, because they think that they are the one giving a message. So why not give a message to the hundreds and hundreds of people? This can also be done at the Gay Pride Parade, for example. Now,
What does LGBTQ have to do with this? Come on.
most people who are vegan support all of these minority groups because we know that suffering is wrong. We know that discrimination is wrong. Suffering is unnecessary in our society. And so if there's a Black Lives Matter protest, most vegans show up because they want to help these minority groups. But the thing is that's very interesting is that these minority groups often don't come back and help vegans. It's like, yeah, thanks a lot for coming to support us, but no, we're not going to support your cause, which is really sad. And I apologize to those of you who are in the LGBTQ community and are vegan. Those of you who are people of minority in whatever category, I know there are many of you who are amazing vegan animal rights activists. Even Jewish people who've come up to me and said that they are vegan because they know that the Holocaust never ended for the animals. So I just want to say that if you get a chance to Google the Save movement, you can find that video where Jenny McQueen is holding her megaphone and she's holding this big blown up orca and she's giving her message. I want to congratulate her and I want to say thank you to all of the people out there who are speaking up on on behalf of the animals on a regular basis. It is not always easy because you have a whole crowd that is pretty much against you. I always suggest, though, one of the really important things, and animal rights activists consistently forget this or don't do enough of this, is to film yourself.
Are y'all happy?
Now you might be thinking that's vain, but it is not. That is exactly what you should be doing, because if you're just standing there with a megaphone and only a few people see you, it is not the same as putting it on YouTube, on Facebook, and on Instagram, all of these places. So anytime you're doing activism, bring somebody with you if you can who has a camera, because that person can film you either live or you can put together a video later by editing it, and that is how you get the message out for the masses. All right? So thanks again for listening, and I will be seeing you all in the next video, but coming up on screen are going to be a bunch of other videos. So please go ahead and click on them. Hi. And
Yeah, the guy in the background, I just can't.
And be curious, there's over 1,500 videos on my channel to have a look at, and I really appreciate you guys who are my
Oh, do y'all hear that vacuum? Do y'all hear it? Just ignore it.
Patreons. If you want to help support me, you can do so on Patreon, and I will see you all in the next video. I'm going to walk away from the screen so that they can come up for the next 20 seconds. Okay, love you guys. Bye for now.
Let's follow that vegan teacher on YouTube right now.
Alright, I'm just gonna stop the recording here to find another video. Guys, I found another one. I talked to Jesus. Apparently he has no idea what's going on. No crap. Let's just go on.
Good morning, everybody.
Actually, it's 3:37. I just got out of school.
How are you today? I decided to come over to church. Yeah, it's super early in the morning.
Aren't you an atheist?
I just threw on a sweater and I rode on my bike over here because I wanted to talk to Jesus, because everybody told me, you know, Jesus is the way to go. Through Jesus, all good will happen. So I came to talk to him. There's only one little problem. He's stuck. Yeah, he can't move. I said, Jesus, how's it going? Are you able to help us? He said, I can't help you. I said, why not? He said, because I'm trapped. I'm trapped. They wrapped me up in gold and stuck me here and I can't even move. I'm like, oh my God, poor you. How is it? How do you feel? He said, terrible. He said, you know, I'm supposed to be helping people and I can't move at all. I don't even know what the hell is going on in the
Obviously, because he is a statue. Again, ignore the vacuum in the background. Just try to ignore it, please.
world. I said, what do you mean you don't know? Like, because a lot of people are, you know, especially animal rights activists, have been trying to contact you and ask you for help, because, you know, factory farming is terrible right now and we need help to help all these animals. He said to me, what's factory farming? I said, you don't know what factory farming is? I said, it's where they have like billions of animals trapped in cages in Holocaust-like conditions, just like what the Nazis did to the Jews. And he said, what do you mean?
If you are Jewish, I apologize.
What? Who? I said, the Nazis, what they did to the Jews. He says, I don't know what's going on. I said, well, yeah, what do you mean you don't know what's going on? I said, here, take my cell phone, have a look. I'll show you some footage of what happened in World War II and how they're doing the same thing to pigs right now. They put them in gas chambers. He's like, I don't know what a gas chamber is. I'm like, oh my God. He said, well, look at me. I'm stuck here with my hands up in the air. And they wrapped me in gold. And I thought that would be a good idea. They thought that would be a good way to honor me. He said, well, I can't help anybody anymore. I said, oh my God. So what are we supposed to do then? He said, well, you can try and talk to God directly, or just, you know, go in the church. Maybe the priest will be able to help you. I said, priest? Okay, I'll try it out. So I went in there and I tried to talk to the priest. I said, hey, listen, we need a vegan world. There are billions of animals suffering and the planet too is suffering.
I don't know if you actually did that or no.
The earth is suffering. The carbon footprint from animal agriculture is terrible. And the priest said, oh yeah, is it? I said, what do you mean? You don't know? They said, well, you know, yeah, I guess we do know, but we don't know what to do about it. I said, well, are you guys all vegan in here? And he said, I don't know, how don't you have a cup of coffee and we'll talk about it? He said, would you like some milk with your coffee? I said, milk? No, I don't want cow's milk in my coffee. And he said, well, that's all we got. I said, but this is church. You should have vegan milks. Don't you have some soy milk and some oat milk? He said, well, they sound interesting. No, I don't have them, but should I get some? I said, of course you should get some. I said, look at this big place. You guys are supposed to be a place of worship and of love. And he said, well, yes, we are. And then a nun came along and she said, oh, I heard about this vegan thing. She said, isn't that where you don't eat animals? I said, well, that's vegetarian. You don't want to just be vegetarian. You want to be vegan.
Let me educate you, just real quick. Vegetarianism is same as veganism, but you're just basically eating vegetables. Come on, you know this.
And I said to them, would you understand the difference? And the priest said, not really, actually. So I said, oh my God, well, let me start to explain to you a little bit. I said, so what happens is in the animal industries, what they do is they murder baby boy chicks at birth because they can't lay eggs, you see? And they said, what? Why would they do that? I said, I don't know. It's absolutely horrible. I said, but that's why you guys shouldn't be eating eggs anymore. And so the nun said, oh my God, I didn't even know that. I said, exactly, most people don't know. She said, okay, I won't eat eggs anymore. And then the priest said, well, what else? What else should we know about? I said, well, did you know, they put these pigs in gas chambers at 6 months old. They're just babies. They put 200 of them on a truck and they murder them. And the priest said, what? I said, I know. Most people don't even know what goes on. I said, that's what bacon is. That's what ham is. That's what sausage is. So the priest said, oof, I don't think I should be eating that anymore. I said, oh my God, I'm so happy to hear that. I said, but what about all the other stuff? I mean, do you wear leather? He says, well, I have leather shoes. I said, well, don't do that because that's the skin of an animal. It's not right to take the skin off of an animal. And he said, yeah, you're right. That doesn't sound too nice. And so then another nun came up and started joining us, and she said, this sounds like a really interesting conversation. She said, my sister is vegan actually, and she never really talked about it that way. She just sort of eats a bunch of plants. I said, well, she's probably not a real vegan because real vegans talk about the animals.
Real vegans, I don't think they really care about talking about animals and freaking animal rights activism. If you are a vegan, then I support you. Then, yeah, I don't know what else to say.
See, being a vegan is about animals and protecting them. So then another nun came up and said, well, I heard the word vegan. Don't you, is it vegan or vegan? And I said, well, old people used to call it vegan, but we call it vegan. And she said, oh yeah, okay. And she said, so what are we supposed to do? So now I have like 3 nuns and I have a priest in front of me. And I said, well, everybody should be talking about veganism in your church. You should be serving plant milks and when you have potlucks, it should only be vegan stuff. And they said, okay, well, we could try. And I said, and listen, also don't forget that to tell your parishioners that being vegan is healthy for all stages of development. You can be healthy when you're a baby and as a vegan, because we're all born vegan. And they said, what do you mean we're born vegan? I said, well, when you come out of your mom, you never wanted to hurt animals, right? They're like, right? So I said, that means you're vegan. You're born vegan, and your mother's milk is vegan because it belongs to you. It doesn't belong to a cow. So,
what is that kind of logic?
then they said, I never thought of it that way. I said, yeah, exactly. Would you ever go underneath a cow and just start sucking? Just like that? If you didn't have a cup? And they all started laughing. They said, no, I guess not. I said, well, exactly, right? So it doesn't make any sense. We shouldn't be drinking the milk from another species, and we shouldn't be drinking milk from, because we're not babies anymore. So then this other priest came up and he started saying, listen, I've been hearing a little bit about what you're talking about, and I think that we should have a whole sermon about this. What we need is some vegan music. Do you have any songs? I said, do I have any songs? I have tons of songs. I can come and sing with you guys. And he said, that would be so cool. Well, how about you join the choir? And I said, well, I love singing in a choir. Oh my God, that would be a dream come true. You mean you'll sing my vegan songs here? Like, we can sing about changing your religion all the time.
Changing your religion in a church, which is basically Christianity. Nuh-uh, not on my watch. That vegan teacher, you're canceled.
And they said, well, wait,
Well, you
what?
should be.
And I said, well, you know, because I change my religion all the time. Because sometimes I'm Catholic, and, you know, sometimes I think it's not so great to be Catholic. Like, you guys have done some weird stuff, some of you priests, to those kids, you know, like those boys. And they said, well, that's not us. I said, well, I know, you're right. I said, but you also have sometimes you have some strange views about the LGBTQ community. You know, we should protect them. And, you know, we should be loving to everybody. And they said, yeah, well, we personally agree with that. But you know, it's a bit touchy. I said, well, look, let's stick to the things that we have in common. So you agree that we shouldn't be hurting animals, right? And they said, yes. I said, so you don't want to wear leather anymore. You're not going to buy the skin of baby cows anymore. And you agree that we should start to serve only veggies, fruits, nuts, and seeds, just to only put those in our shopping cart. Do you agree? Because peace begins on our plates. So we have to open up our hearts. And they said, that's a cool rhyme. Yeah, we agree with that. I said, oh my God, this is so great. All right, so when do we start? They said, well, come and join the choir. I said, actually, I kind of write some songs, you know, so maybe we could sing some of my songs in church. And they said, well, yeah, absolutely. I said, I've got one. Change your religion like you change your underwear. Change your religion, show God that you really care. And they sort of stopped me and they said, well, do you have any others? I said, sure. Oh yeah, definitely, I have others. They said, because, you know, singing about underwear in church, they said it might not go over. I said, come on, people have a sense of humor, don't they? He said, well, yeah, well, the nun said, oh, well, I'd be fine with that. She's like kind of doing a little dancey thing. Anyway, to make a long story short, you know, church wasn't that bad. I was expecting it to be a lot worse. I told them about poor Jesus over here, how he's stuck and wrapped in gold, and they said, yeah, that was the old parishioners who did that. They just decided to stick him in there. I said, well, now he can't really help us. They said, well, you know, that's, you know, he's doing the best he can. He's you know, trying to talk to people who stop by. He's trying to tell them to be kind to animals, but he doesn't really know what's going on because he doesn't have a cell phone, and he doesn't even know really what the internet is. So I said, well, okay, you know what? I'm
pretty sure Jesus knows what the internet is because he watches everything. Basically everything.
I'm gonna go here, like not every day, but often, and I'm gonna try and talk to him and tell him what's going on with the factory farms and the billions of chickens that are being harmed. I said, did you guys know that they crush the baby boy chicks in blenders because they can't lay eggs? And the priest said, what? I said, and the nun said, oh my God. So yeah, I mean, you know, I told them all about it. I told them each, you know, a couple of times, because sometimes they were just like, you know, just kind of busy and getting interrupted. So I had to repeat myself a couple of times because it was one of those conversations where people come in and out. But anyway, yeah, so here's Jesus. Unfortunately, he can't really help. Yo, Jesus, don't worry, I'm gonna come by, okay? And I'm gonna let you see my cell phone. Can you see it from here? I'll show you the screen. I'll explain to you everything that's going on. All right? Yeah, I'll show you the different footage. You can watch Dominion with me and Earthlings and Cowspiracy and Forks Over Knives, all of it. All right? So, you know, we're all doing our best in the world. You guys, make sure that if you go to church, that you talk to your priests and your ministers and you tell them how important it is that we're kind to animals going forward. And I want to thank everybody from this incredible building here who was so open to me, so honest and so kind about, you know, expressing themselves and saying, you know, how they didn't know yet. So that was sort of cute. And that they say that going forward, they're going to try to be as vegan as possible. So thank you so much. And I'll see you guys in the next video. If you haven't yet subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. Press the notification bell, and you're going to see videos coming up on screen. Tap on those if you're curious. Have a look at my site, and I'll see you guys all soon. Love you. Bye for now.
Okay, we are going to look for one more video, just one more, and then we're done for now. This one is all about Dr. Mike. I know who he is. I've watched all of his videos. Let's just get straight to it.
Pow! Dr. Mike is a wimpy, pathetic animal abuser.
Okay, how is that? How is that possible?
Pow, pow, pow. Dr. Mike pays people to hurt baby animals.
No.
Pow. Think I'm ready.
You probably aren't. You're basically just a freaking vegan skeleton.
Drink soy milk, oat milk, rice milk, almond milk. Don't steal milk from a cow. Be vegan, start right now. Follow that vegan teacher, she will show you how.
sorry that you had to hear that.
I think I'm ready to take him on. That smirky Dr. Mike. You know, the animal abuser? The one who pays the meat, dairy, and egg industries to rape, torture, confine, enslave, and terrorize innocent animals who never did a single thing wrong, and then murder them? Innocent animals? Do you know why he does it? Because he thinks he needs his protein for his boxing body. What a lot of shit.
Okay. Ma'am, this is a family-friendly channel. You should probably stop swearing. Okay, this is a family-friendly. This channel isn't. Okay.
Plants have protein, they really, really do. Being vegan is healthy, you know it's true. Plants have protein, they really, really do. So why the fuck aren't you vegan yet? No more excuses for you.
Imagine somebody being so vain and being so desperate to beat somebody up that they take in all these calories of dead bodies just to build themselves up. What a slime. Pow. Dr. Mike should stop consuming animals who didn't want to die.
I'm not gonna say anything.
Hey, does anybody know his trainers? I should call them up. They look pretty good. I know he's gonna beat that other guy that he has to fight with because he's disciplined. But this discipline should be used towards helping the innocent. Imagine a grown man using all of his spare time, hours and hours of his life, to make himself strong just so he can beat somebody else up instead of saving the animals. Why doesn't he use all that muscle to go running into some slaughterhouse and carry out some pigs, some chickens, some cows, some sheep, some lambs, some turkeys, you know, some ducks? Run, run, run from Dr. Mike. He's trying to stab you. He's trying to murder you, to call you bacon and burn you in a frying pan. Do you know what they do for foie gras?
Foie gras? No.
They take these innocent ducks and these geese and they choke them. They stretch their necks and then they shove a pipe down them like a giant straw made out of metal. And then they force feed them so that their livers will get fat, so that people can eat their livers. Do you know how those animals live? In terror? Fuck you. Fuck you, Dr. Mike.
Actually, he's not really a bad doctor. He's actually not. He can box very well. Like, he should be in celebrity boxing. He's pretty strong. I like him.
Imagine paying for animal abuse.
Imagine censoring people for what they eat.
Do you know what they do to the cows in the industry? The males are sexually assaulted. Somebody touches them inappropriately and steals their sperm.
Oh, would you shut up? Would you shut up?
Then they walk over to a female, a cow, an innocent mother, and they just pin her down, strap her down, and then force the sperm into her.
Cares.
Do any of you women think that that's okay to treat another female that way? All of you people who think that Dr. Mike is so great? And then what happens when she has her baby? If he's a boy, he is taken away because he'll never be able to give milk. And they slit his throat. And they turn him into a jacket, or some shoes, or a handbag.
Dairy is scary, dairy is scary, dairy is scary, don't buy it. Dairy is scary, dairy is scary, dairy is scary, go watch it on YouTube.
Okay. Next video will be me watching Dairy is Scary. I've watched it before and I thought, This would be for a great reaction video. Let's do it. That'll be next video. Swear to God it'll be. Swear to God. It'll be the next video.
I bet Dr. Mike wears leather. Dr. Mike is a pathetic animal abuser. What kind of a man treats others like that? Mothers and babies. And then he's gonna act like he's so nice and donate the profits to the people of Ukraine. Are you just trying to relieve your guilt? No amount of donating can compensate for the murder you pay for. Well, you know, it sounds good on the surface because those people are suffering terribly and they need help. But you know who else needs help? The animals.
Vegans don't steal from animals. They don't steal eggs, milk, or honey. Vegans don't steal from animals, 'cause animals are not commodities.
Nobody cares.
Who is speaking out on their behalf? Do you know that people all over the world, including the people of Ukraine, pay people to murder these innocent animals? Who is helping them? Who is their voice? Why are people always giving money only to the humans of this planet?
You know what? I'll give you some activism. I'll give you some. Let's talk about the disabled, just real quick. Some of them have feeding tubes, like my sister. Yeah. She has a feeding tube because she cannot eat right. You talk about eating disorders a lot, and just, it is disgusting. Your eating disorder is not the animal's fault. Shut up. Who cares? Oh, and also, did I ask? Please? Can I have an answer? Did I ask?
What? What is it? What makes people think that the humans are more valuable than the animals? Because they're smarter? Are they? They're destroying their own homes. This planet here is our home. This is the Mother Earth. And because of animal agriculture, poof, it's being destroyed. And the oceans depleted as well. Dr. Mike has even gone so far now to be advertising, to take money from these industries and say that we should go and buy these products. Imagine somebody doing that who has the ability to reach millions and millions of people. He should be going in that boxing rink with a shirt that says, "Go vegan." That's what he should be doing.
That's not what he should be doing.
Being vegan doesn't mean that you just do your best not to eat, wear, or use animals. Being vegan also means you bravely speak out to defend them.
And at the end, he should be coming out and eating a Beyond Burger or a Bean Burger if he doesn't want to eat a Beyond Burger, or any kind of giant plate of vegan lasagna, spaghetti, pizza, anything, chili. You know, why is he not helping the animals? It would be so easy for him.
Think beyond meat, buy veggie burgers instead. Think of the animals. Think beyond meat, it's time to be vegan. Get it through your
No,
head.
no, and no again.
Broccoli, green peppers, mushrooms, tomatoes, artichokes, vegan meat, vegan cheese. Ta-da! It's vegan pizza. La 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 la. Oh my God, it's vegan lasagna. La 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 la. Oh my God, it's vegan lasagna.
He said that the reason that he's not going vegan is because it makes him fart too much. I don't remember the last time I farted. I mean, apparently people do, but I haven't farted in ages, and I've been eating raw food for 2 weeks now. No oil. Nothing, just raw food. I feel like...
You're ready to kick Dr. Mike's in a boxing match? Dude. You would not be able to end that. Trust me. You're not that guy. You're not that guy or woman. Wow. You're just a vegan skeleton. You're freaking skinny. You're too skinny.
Amazing. I'm fucking, look at me. Full of energy. Light on my feet. I could kick his ass right now.
You're 57 and a skeleton. How would you be able to do that? Let's look at the stats. That vegan teacher, 57, basically skeleton, weight unknown. But Dr. Mike, well, he is strong boy. He's strong. Strong. So yeah, the odds of you winning to Dr. Mike are 1 in maybe even a trillion. Wait, I meant the odds of her losing is 1 in 1 trillion. If I'm wrong.
Come on, Dr. Mike. Get in a rink with me. Let's raise some money for the animals. I'll tell you what. Everybody knows that you're going to beat me up, right?
Yes.
So I'll tell you what. If you win, you donate all of the profits to the animals. To animal sanctuaries who are desperate to feed their animals right now. Do you know how many animal sanctuaries there are run by one caring person who is so terrified that there's never going to be enough food or donations to keep these animals alive? Imagine going to sleep knowing that you have cows and pigs and chickens and you're trying desperately to save their lives and there's not enough money. And meanwhile, you're wasting so much money and your
talents and your time are needed to help the animals. No thanks. No friggin' thanks.
Talents and your time. And it is needed to help the animals. Pow! So, I challenge you. It's official, alright? I'm ready. Let's fight. I'll meet you in the boxing ring. You decide where. Fly me in wherever you want me to go. Organize it. I don't care if there's 2 people there. I want an opportunity to slug you. And I don't care if you pick me up and slam me down if it makes you feel good to be a man, to pick on a woman or any other species.
Yeah, you'd probably just complain. Maybe even get folded.
Fuck you. Go ahead and do it.
End speciesism, end speciesism, end speciesism, be kind to the animals. End vegan phobia, end vegan phobia, end vegan phobia, be kind to the activists. Dance if you're vegan, hands up if you're vegan. Think you can't do it? Try it, you can. Yeah.
Pow. Or you could just be a nice guy. You know? You could just not be an animal abuser. You could change. You could really, really help. Talk about this video and talk about how you are encouraging people to be vegan because it's best for the environment and for the animals, and it will help human health as well. Don't just give it lip service. Be vegan yourself. Be a role model. That's your responsibility. Now, I don't know if you believe in God or not, but I can guarantee you that if there's a God watching, he ain't gonna put people in heaven who decide to use all of their muscles and their spare time trying to make themselves bigger to beat up others. No, that's not what's gonna happen. If God is watching right now, you know what's gonna happen.
Jesus is vegan now and God is too. If you want to get to heaven, you better be vegan too. Fuck milk, cheese, eggs, or any kind of meat. Buy broccoli, tofu, and vegan food to eat. God wants us to be kind to the animals, or it's true. You risk getting roasted on the devil's barbecue. Jesus is vegan now and God is too. If you want to get to heaven, you better be vegan too. Fuck milk, cheese, eggs, or any kind of meat. Buy broccoli, tofu, and vegan food to eat. God wants us to be kind to the animals, or it's true. You risk getting roasted on the devil's barbecue.
I'm going to heaven. I am. This is going to heaven.
You sure? Are you sure? You said that God and Jesus is vegan. He is pescatarian, just Jesus. And he ate fish. He did eat some bread, though. That was some bread.
Because this gives a shit beyond myself. I give a shit beyond myself, not like you, pow. So, there you have it. Dr. Mike, you've been officially challenged. Meet me in a boxing ring. And bring a diaper, because you're going to need one by the end.
Let's follow that vegan teacher on YouTube right now. Let's help her save every chicken, pig, and cow. Let's follow that vegan teacher on YouTube right now. Let's put our empathy into action. Miss Katie will show us how.
Yeah, we're just gonna be done here. Thank you for watching me watch Cringe. Yeah. Just yeah.